Hey, welcome back to Toy Foolery, and today we're checking out the Let There Be Carnage from the Venom movie. Hopefully this toy is pretty good. And here we have Marvel's Carnage from the Let There Be Carnage movie. I was super excited about this when it was announced. The character is not my favorite character. I am a Venom fan, the lethal protector and all that jazz through and through, but I do appreciate the concept behind Carnage. Didn't like Woody Harrelson as Carnage. I thought that was kind of a waste of Woody Harrelson. He's actually a really good actor, so it's kind of weird that that's who they use for him, especially for someone who's going to be covered up 90% of the time when in Powered Up. So but cool character design. We'll see how he stacks up next to the movie Venom, and maybe I'll get that one too, the new one. I don't think I will though, because it looks like another reissue. Hasbro's been doing a lot of that lately. But before we start talking about all this other jazz, let's see if this box is better than your mom. So on the front, we get a big window. We get to see Carnage and the many things in there. We get a cool shot still from the movie of Let There Be Carnage, which is CGI. Then we show Carnage and Venom fighting on the back, and then nothing on the side. And this box is not so bad. Two things. One, we get the Venom Let There Be Carnage logo at the bottom, which is really cool. Do we get that on top? Yes, we do. On the side, we get one still of the movie, and then on the back, another CGI still of Venom and Carnage. This is actually a decent box. The first few Marvel Legends boxes of the new sets that I've seen have been so generic that they basically are cookie cutter. It's the same logo on the front for all, I think it was like 7 of them that I looked at, and they all had the same thing. No different logos, no nothing. The only difference was with the picture on the side and the back, and they usually were the same picture. So the fact that they did this much for this box means that this is a decent box. But let's open the box, because we already can see what's in there, but let's open it up and see
what's in the box.
And in the box, we get Carnage, of course. We get an alternate head and with his tongue out. We get an alternate hand with a blade, an alternate hand with a blade coming out of the back, which I'm pretty sure that's a new sculpt, but I'm not 100% sure. And then we get all these cool tendrils that I'm pretty sure port into his back, and they do. Mills would not have shot you for this. This is a great amount of accessories for this toy. Once again, can't ask for much more. They gave you, not only they gave you alternate hands, an alternate head for him, but they also gave you a the tendrils and an alternate set of hands for more weapons for him. So Mills wouldn't have shot you for this. This is really cool. But let's get close up and check out the design of the tendrils and the toy itself. Hopefully is worth the money, but let's see. Let's check it out. And as you can see, there's some really good detail on his face. I really do love the paint job around the eyes. They did a really good job in kind of getting him that look that we were expecting from the movie. Don't get attached to me here. And as you can see, they did a really good job with the paint job around the face. They made a really good job around his eyes and made him really just kind of popped. And then look at the color. They did a really good job with the paint on the chest. It does look a little blotchy in some places, but that's kind of a look that you expect from Carnage. And then you look at the detail on the rest of the body, and it's the same kind of thing where you have tendrils and things popping off him. In fact, even small details such as there's a hole in one of his hands showing that he's not as corporeal as or solid as Venom. He's more lucid and loose. And then let's check out this lovely head up close and personal. Let's check out this head up close and personal. And as you can see, they did a really good job with the detail even around the jaw. Unfortunately, the way they assemble this, you can see that there are lines in the jaw that kind of one give you the see-through look that they have in the jaw, the same not solid look that was in the hand you see in the jaw, but also you get to see the jawline attached, which is a little annoying, but it's really cool that you can actually see from one side of his mouth to the other. So that's actually really cool, and like I said, it might be a minor complaint that is a little bit off and off-putting that you can see the jawline, but I know why they did it. It's just a little annoying that it's there, but it looks really good. Looks really, really good. The Carnage head looks good. His angry Carnage head looks good. Let's check out his hand. So you can see his hand. Oh, that's sad. So on one side of the hand, great detail, great paint, and then on the other side they're like, nah, we're not gonna do it. Just red plastic. That's disappointing. Let's see, is the other claw like that? No. So you cheaped out and you didn't do that for one accessory. Why? Why, Hasbro? That's just lazy. But then you have his axe hand, which once again looks really good in the detail department. But this, the claw hand, as you can see, focus, really good job on one side, all that detail and paint, and then on the other side they were like, nah, no one's gonna look at it, it's fine. Then we have the tendrils, which have different effects on the end. So you have these two tendrils are attached, and I really wish they put the effort into painting the tendrils as well, but they are really nice. And then you have a single solid A tendril, which is just a spear tendril, which is really cool looking. And then we have another two tendrils attached to each other. Again, not painted. And here's Carnage to his next closest, and the well, not next closest, but his most important comparison, Venom. He towers over Venom, and the one complaint that I had with this Venom when it was originally launched, that from the waistband down, he's just a piece of solid plastic. And now I know that is the design from the movie, but this kind of makes it just a big hunk of black goo, and maybe that was the idea, but it's not so dynamic when it's in plastic form. Where Carnage, they actually went and painted out the units, the rest of the toy, so that at least it popped out a little bit more versus trying to be so accurate to the movie, so that it wasn't just a big hunk of red plastic. So yeah, that's cool. Kudos to them for that. Anyway, let's see if this thing can squat. So Carnage can lift up his arm. It's yay high. Cool. He does have a swivel in the bicep. He has tendrils that like to stick to my puppet hands. Double jointed elbows, hindered by his tendrils in his bicep. Not too bad. He has a good diaphragm, ball joint. He does have a rocker in his lower waist, like Venom, but it's not clickety clackety, so it's not giving me it's fighting me. That's fun. So I would prefer if it was ratchety. He has an upper thigh cut, double jointed knee, pinless. He has swivel and rocker in his foot, swivel and a hinge on his wrist, and of course, with all that, he can squat or get into a squatting position fairly easily, which will help us with this camera because oh boy is he big. Get into a squat position fairly easily, not the greatest squat, but squat nonetheless. Can he superhero land? And I'm going to say maybe. He does have a lot of the articulation you would need for it. Head is not hindered by anything, so that's cool. Not quite a superhero landing, but probably would be better if he had some toe articulation. And I say this all the time, It would probably be better if he had toe articulation. I say that a lot, but you can get him into a fairly decent villain landing if his neck gave you some more movement. You have a cool shot right there. Yeah, no, he's decent articulation for such a big man. Big man can move. Big man can move. Like I said, toe articulation would have helped, but that's just me wanting a little bit extra than what we got. This is actually a fairly decent toy for what it is. Now let's talk about the price.
$50, good Lord, $50, that's a lot of money. Now what do I get for that?
And this Carnage is $40. Now, this is supposed to be a deluxe figure, and normally the deluxe figures are bigger. And this Carnage is technically bigger than the Venom from the movie, but is he worth $40? Maybe. My main complaint is, and the same thing back here, what we saw with other parts of the body, is that they went through the effort of painting portions of it and not others. It seems like for $40, I would expect more paint for it, and that's where it's not being worth it is the problem. Also, some of these parts this is not sculpted in, which is weird. You would think that, like, here it's sculpted in, but here it's glued on. You would think that, hey, you know what? If you're going to pay $40, let it be a brand new mold and not be cheap about it. Don't be cheap on the paint. Is it worth $40? No. But hopefully we get a discount on this soon, and we can see if we can get this to a more reasonable price where other people will want to cough up the money for it. Let's go over the Let There Be Carnage. Carnage, the box was better than most of the Marvel Legends for the new box set, so not too bad. Then the accessories were A1, so that is really good. Then we got to look at the design, and the design in Carnage is pretty decent, except for the fact that there are some missing paint applications, which is really lazy by Hasbro. Stop being lazy. And we are also going to talk about if this thing can squat, and this thing can squat pretty well. It can get into the superhero landing, kind of, and gets into some really decent articulation in general. And finally, the price. And at $40, this thing's a little pricey, and for the accessories you get, you might feel a little gypped, but this is a really good set of toys. And my final score for this is a 6 out of 8. The box is trash, and the fact that you're missing paint applications makes me a little disappointed, and it's a little pricey, and put all those things together makes me say, not the greatest, but far from worse. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.